guys, it's Vampire Mike from SegaCDUniverse.com. This is a video response to an excellent YouTuber that I've been watching for a long time, EDT1138. The reason I was stuttering there for a moment is because I was thinking of the numbers. So, Ed is on YouTube, excellent YouTuber, talks about retro games and collecting and all types of great memories. So I wanted to do a response to something I believe he calls Top 3 Tuesday. So this question is, what are 3 games that have consumed you so much that like when you're not playing, you just think about them, or you know, you can't stop playing and you just play for long periods of time, stuff like that. So this one was kind of hard for me because in the past recent years, I've been very spotty with game playing, especially with the newer stuff, maybe more retro, but I just haven't been as into it. I think it's just because I feel like things are getting rehashed and like these summer blockbusters are coming out every year with sequels, but that's besides the point. So I tried to think really hard from my childhood to now, 3 games. The first game I'm going to mention is Suikoden. Suikoden is an excellent PlayStation 1 RPG. There's a few sequels, 1 and 2 were amazing, 3 was very good, and then it kind of trailed off for me. I thought 4 was okay, and then I didn't play 5. That could be because I got to 4, got to the ending, and couldn't beat it. But anyhow, it's this RPG, pretty standard fare, kind of old school looking in a way. Doesn't look like anything special in terms of graphics most of the time, but beautiful story. The story is like always something bad in the Suikoden game. Something bad's happening and you kind of have to stop it. Or in the first game you join this rebel force because you realize that the kingdom is kind of bad, and you join this rebel team, and it's based on old, I believe it's is it old Chinese mythology, that there's this group of 108 stars, 108 people that come together and fight off these, I think it was demons in the mythology, I don't remember. So throughout the game, while the story is progressing, you also can go off the main path and pick up new characters. Now some of these characters you pick up have very big personalities, and some of them don't, but it's really cool because sometimes you have to find an item for the character to make them join you. Sometimes you have to be a certain level or have done a certain quest. So there's a lot of in-depth stuff, and it's just very big. It has this big scope to it because you're traveling the world, you're getting these characters, you're making bonds with people, you're finding out what team you like the best. Some of the characters you can't put in your team. They just they stay back at home base and build a shop. So you're building up this castle, and you're becoming this, like, I guess I really liked it, besides the fact that I love in an RPG when you have a lot of characters or a lot of different things you can turn into. I loved that you go from being this small one-person, you know, army to this grand 108, you know, owning a castle. It's just this very epic feeling. I would think about the game when I wasn't playing it. I would play for hours and hours on end trying to find all the other characters, and I eventually did get all the characters, but I didn't save 2 of the characters that die, no spoilers here, that you can then get in the next game. So I had to download someone's save and when I played 2, but excellent series. Definitely check it out if you have a PlayStation. I sadly no longer have those games. I do have a PlayStation still, but those games became super expensive and I sold them like an idiot. The second game is really expensive. So that's the first game. The second game is going to be Silent Hill, or the Silent Hill series. This is much more recent. I think it was at the beginning of this year or the end of last. I can't remember which. And Silent Hill and Resident Evil have always kind of been the same for me in terms of they're games that look interesting. I never really thought I'd like them too much, so I played little bits of them, or not at all in terms of Silent Hill, but I wanted to. So I picked up Silent Hill: The Room for like $5, played through that, Origins, Shattered Memories, 2 and 3 on the HD collection, Book of Memories on the Vita. You know, I just played the whole series. And I've said this before, if you watch any of my previous videos, I played the games so much, especially back to back, that it started fucking with me mentally. So in terms of getting consumed, this actually happened. I was having dreams about like Pyramid Head and all this evil shit happening. I wasn't sleeping well. It had like kind of permeated my subconscious to a degree. Excuse me. Especially the second and third titles. Those were the ones that really, especially the second for some reason. I mean, it's my favorite. and I'm playing it again now, so I'm kind of going back and I'm not nervous or scared of the game anymore where I was jumping like crazy. But it consumed me in that I played such a vast amount of them in a short period of time and beat them all, and most of them. And I also, it started screwing with me and in real life, so that was pretty funny. So I would put Silent Hill up there because of that, because it's one of the only games I've ever dreamt about that have creeped me out and made me feel uneasy in my sleep or not sleep well. So that's another one. I was going to work and feeling like jittery. I didn't feel right, you know. I was walking into the bathroom and seeing at work and seeing like rusted pipes, and I was like, oh crap, this looks like Silent Hill. Like, just things in my head just kept getting triggered, you know. It was very strange. So finally, and this is, I would say, probably the main one for me in terms of getting consumed by a game and not stopping, from like 13 to 17 or 13 to 18, around there, a few years. I had been a massive Ultima Online player. I was in this guild who, most of them were assholes. When I say assholes, they role-played everything and they tried to take everything very serious. So if you did something that was out of character, or like I had a secondary character that used to like poison people and stuff and kind of was like disreputable, they tried to get me in trouble in that guild, even though the other character had nothing to do with that guild. So it was just stupid. They were kind of like blowhards. Anyhow, I played this game and maxed out characters. I had a fisherman that could fish fucking up SOSs and buried treasures and shit. We would go on a boat. Excuse me. It's known as being a GM, or I think it's a general master or a grand master, something like that. And the fisherman had the 100 in fishing, so he would fish up these SOSs. You'd get someone to read them, and then you'd go follow the map or whatever. And there'd always be like these monsters coming out of the water. Then you have to fish up the buried treasure, and you'd split it among each other, and great treasure. Then I had a guy who was a GM swordsman and block parrying. I think he would use a shield, so he would fight people. We'd have these wars with other guilds that were assholes, and have these cool quests and stuff. We had like a mansion. This guy in my guild spent $2,000, I think it was, in real money, to buy a mansion in the game because there was no room for anywhere to put a house. I used to wait around for houses to fall down and then put up small houses for myself next to each other, but it would have to, like, you know, fit to a certain area. He bought a mansion for real money, but then eventually got arrested for not paying child support, so I found that very amusing. A lot of the guys went on to EverQuest. One guy met some woman from EverQuest, left his wife and 3 kids and moved in with his new woman, so that was fucked up. He was always a very nice guy, so that was weird. We had like just a diverse group of characters, you know. We had a guy from China that was very nice. But I played for so long, I was so lazy, I didn't leave the house, I gained a ton of weight. I think I was my highest weight at that point ever. I was 240. Right now I gained weight, so I'm at like 87. So if they could just tell you another, what is that, like 50, 60 pounds, whatever. I just didn't do much. I just played this game constantly, morning, noon, and night. And then I went to the library and got free internet from the library, and I would log on via my computer at home using like those stupid, what is it, like Telnet prompts, and it was horrible playing a game online, a massive multiplayer game with fucking dial-up. It's terrible. So eventually we got cable, and that was like great. And then everyone moved on to EverQuest, and I tried it, but I didn't like the 3D aspect, and I didn't like the first-person aspect. I thought it was just clunky. Where like Elder Scrolls does it very well, and I like that. This didn't, in my opinion. But just ate up such a massive amount of time. And when I eventually stopped playing, I sold off my characters and my homes to friends in real life for money. So that was cool. I think I made like 50 or 100 bucks for each house. I think I had 3 houses. I gave one away and then sold 2. So it was fun. It was an interesting experience. I hope to never get that crazy with an MMO again. Though Shadowrun Online is coming out, and I kicked in like 120 bucks, so I'm really looking forward to that. But I think I know at this point, now that I'm older, when to stop. So that's about it. Ed, thank you for the question. Awesome videos. I love your channel, and thanks for the opportunity. I think you're doing a contest or some kind of voting system, you were saying. I don't know. I just felt like doing a response to you because I like your channel. So thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from SegaCDUniverse.com. Be good.